Hi students, I hope you all are doing well. I do miss you. I wish we were all back in school. This would be a lot better. We would be learning a lot more if we were together in a classroom setting. But for right now, this is how it is. So I hope to see you very soon, and I hope you all stay safe. The purpose of this video is for us to complete the next page of our notebook. On Friday, you should have completed a page 86 of your notebook that told you the difference between statistical and non-statistical questions, as well as the difference between categorical and numerical. So if you will turn to your next page of your notebook and label it page 87, the title of it is Measures of Center, and then be sure to write down the I can statement that you see. Given numerical data, I can find the mean, median, mode, and range. Pause your video and copy the title, the page number, and the I can statement. Now that you've labeled page 87, we're going to go through some notes on mean, median, mode, and range, and then we're going to do a few examples of finding those measures of center when you have a set of numerical data. I will go ahead and say that when you are taking the notes today from the video, that you may abbreviate your notes on your notebook page, but just make sure that when you do abbreviate that you understand what those notes that you're writing down mean. Okay, the first definition that I want you to copy is mean. Mean is the same thing as average. And to find the mean, you will add all of the values, all of the numerical data, and divide by how many values you added. So if you will pause the video and copy down your definition and notes on mean. Okay, the next definition that I want you to copy down is the median. We've really discussed these a little bit in class, but today we're going to really focus on these and make sure we understand how to find the mean, median, mode, and range. But the median is the middle value when the values are put in order from least to greatest. For the median, you must remember to put the numbers in order from least to greatest. Pause your video and copy down this information about the median. Now that you know what median is, let's talk about what we're going to do to find the median. To find the median, the first step is to put the data in order from least to greatest. Pause your video and copy this down on page 87. Step 2 is to cross off the lowest and the highest value and continue this until you get to the middle. Pause your video, copy down step 2. Step 3 for the median tells you if there are two values in the middle, the median is actually the one that comes between those two. So to find the one that comes between the two in the middle, you will then average those two. And we'll talk about that when we do our examples. If there's two values in the middle, neither one of them are the median. The median is the one that comes between those two. Pause your video and copy down step 3. So by now, you should have your title, I can statement, and all of the information on mean and median. Now, we're going to write down what mode is. Mode is the value or values, so it can be more than one, that appear the most. There can be more than one mode, and it is possible to not have a mode. Pause your video and make sure you have copied down the information for mode. Okay, now that you know what these mean, median, mode are, we've got one more to talk about, and that is the range. The range is the difference between the highest and lowest values. It gives the spread of the numbers. In other words, it gives the spread from the lowest to the highest. So to find the difference, you simply subtract the lowest from the highest. If you will, pause your video and copy down the information on range. Okay, now that we have all of our definitions, we're going to quickly go through some examples. So for number 1, I would like for you to copy down example 1, pause your video and copy down the numbers that you see listed. 34, 47, 27, 34, 14, 23, and 31. Copy those down. With this numerical data, we're going to find the mean. So if you go back to your notes that you've copied down, it says to find the mean, add all the values and divide by how many values you added. Now, if you were doing this on your own, of course you would be using your calculator. But to speed the process up, I'm going to go ahead and let you know that if you add 34, 47, 27, 34, 14, 23, and 31, you would get 210. Then we're going to divide, and that's the only division sign that I can find right now on my keyboard, but we're going to divide by how many values we added. Well, if you notice, we added 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 numbers. So we're going to take 210, divide it by 7, and we end up with a mean, or the average, of 30. That is the mean of those numbers. Okay, now let's take those same numbers and we're going to find the median. And remember, to find the median, the first thing we need to do is to put the data in order from least to greatest. So when you write down median, I want you to go ahead and put these numbers in order from least to greatest. Pause your video and write median with the numbers in order from least to greatest. Okay, now one way to find the median would be to cross out your lowest number and your highest number. Next lowest, next highest, next lowest, and next highest. So you can plainly see that this number 31 separates our data into 2 equal parts. We have 3 numbers on the left of 31, and we have 3 numbers on the right of 31. So our median is 31 because it is the number in the middle. The median was 31. Make sure you pause your video and find the median with those numbers. Okay, now we're going to look for the mode. Remember, mode is the value or values. It could be more than one that appear the most. And it's also possible not to have a mode. So let's look at our numbers that we have listed in order. And you'll notice that 34 appears 2 times. No other number in the list appears that many times. So the mode of this set of numerical data is 34. Pause your video and write down the mode. The last thing we're going to find is the range. And go back to your notes on range, and it tells us to subtract the lowest and the highest. So you can plainly see that the highest number in our list is 31, and when we subtract, the highest in our list is 47. Here's your highest value right here on the end, and our lowest value is 14. So when we subtract 14 from 47, we get 33. The range is 33. Pause your video and finish up all of the work for example number 1. Okay, example number 2, pause your video and copy down the numerical data that you see. Now that you've copied it, let's go ahead and find the mean or the average. So remember, that is where we're going to add all the values and divide by how many values or numbers are in the list. So if you take 22 plus 34 plus 53 plus 13 plus 45 plus 17 plus 21 and plus 88, and you found the sum, you would get 293. And we're going to divide that by 8 because there are 8 numbers in the list. And when you do that, you get 36 and 625 thousandths. Many times when you find the mean or the average, you do get a decimal place. So the mean is 36 and 625 thousandths. Pause your video and find the mean. Okay, now let's find the median. Remember, to find the median, you're going to take these numbers and you're going to put them in order from least to greatest. So that's what I've done here. If you will, pause your video and copy those in order from least to greatest. Now we're going to cross out your lowest value and your highest, your next lowest, your next highest, your next lowest, your next highest. Now the problem is there's 2 numbers in the middle. So the median is not 22 and it is not 34. The median is the number that comes right between those 2. I want you to pause your video, cross out these numbers, and draw a line between 22 and 34. The median is the number that would come between those 2. So if you go back to your notes, it tells you that if there are 2 numbers in the middle, you find the average of them. So we're going to take 22 and 34 and we're going to add them. 22 plus 34 is 56. And we're going to divide that by 2 because we added 2 values and we get a mean or average, a median, of 28. So there's only one median, guys, and that is 28. All right, the mode is the number or numbers that appear the most. So if you look, we have 13, 17, 21, 22, 34, 45, 53, and 88. There are no numbers that appear more than the others, so for this particular problem, we're going to write none. There is no mode. It is possible not to have one because all of the numbers appear the same amount of times. Pause your video and find the mode. And finally, we're going to find the difference between our highest, which is 88, and our lowest, which is 13. And when we subtract those, we get a range of 75. Pause your video and complete the range on your notebook page. Okay, now that we've done 2 examples together, I want you to try this last example on your own. I want you to pause the video, copy down the information for number 3, and I want you to find the mean, median, mode, and range with the set of data that you see. Okay guys, now that you have completed example number 3 on your own, you're going to check your answers. For the mean, you should have added all the values and you should have gotten 189 and you should have divided it by 8 because there are 8 numbers in the list, which means your mean should have been 36. If you did not get 36, go back and recalculate that and you may use your calculator. Okay, the median was the number that comes between 22 and 25 because there wasn't just one number in the middle, there were 2, 22 and 25. So the median is neither of those, it's the one that falls between those. So to get those, or to find the median, you should have added 22 plus 25, and you got 47. And then when you divide by 2, your median was 23.5. If you did not get 23.5, go back and recalculate that. The mode, there were 2 modes, 18 and 22, because those appear 2 times. No other number appears that many times. And the range, you should have gotten 30 minus 18, which is 22 as your range. So make sure, I'm sorry, not 22, 12. Not 22, 12. The range is 12. make sure that you have these correct. If you missed any, you should go back and correct that number 3 on any